Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Healing Within. We are apologize for not having another episode back to back, but my husband and I had COVID and shit got real. So life happened. Here we are. Stay tuned. So this episode was recorded before Valentine's Day. So enjoy.
Hey,
Hey
Chica.
Chica. Hey, how are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I am in a very, very, very confused state of my life. For some people. For some people.
Confused. Okay.
For some people.
Okay.
Let me explain.
Yes, I was
So
gonna
for
say enlighten me,
yes. Ooh, I
please.
love that word. I love that word. So for those of you that are going to be listening to the podcast, today I'm wearing a mask. And for those of you that are on YouTube, you can see my mask. Today I'm wearing a black mask. Because like I said last week, um, I had a cold. I thought I had a cold. Turned out that it wasn't a cold. It was more deeper than what we ever expected, and my family expected, and and everything. So I was positive with COVID. Eva was positive with COVID. Aaliyah's positive with COVID, and the kids are quarantined in a room. I am like this. Like if I have a cold. I have a sore throat and a cough. But Evil is not. Evil it's very, very ill. He is in bed. He has other symptoms.
He's been
It
like that
takes,
for like more than a week, Chica. It's been a while,
yeah. And
right?
it's been since Friday, Chica. Since
So yeah,
Friday,
almost a
yeah,
week. So yeah, a week
yeah.
today. Yeah.
So a week from today, yeah. So he's been in bed. I've been having to take him out of bed. Evo is, for those of you that do not know my husband, he is 6'2", and I'm only
A
4'11".
really big guy.
A really big guy,
Yes.
which was one of the things that mainly attracted me to him. The fact that he was so tall.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's been for a lot of people, it's been a lot of uncertainties and a lot of craziness. And for me, I took it more of a learning experience, a healing. And now that I've been able to meditate and sit in meditation, done yoga, and really got some deep healing, I've been able to pinpoint where, things. And I am so grateful that I'm okay. I'm grateful that the kids are okay. I'm grateful that,
Within
it's
everything, he's okay too. I know he's gonna be,
yes,
it's just
yes.
face, but he's gonna be fine. We know that.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that in a different episode. I just wanted to bring that out because I do have to wear my mask because I am in the bathroom where it all started. When I started recording the podcast, I started in my bathroom. And so because I'm in the bathroom and I only have a small apartment, we have to quarantine the best way possible because I didn't want to send the kids out nowhere else. I wanted the kids to quarantine with us because our kids are very, very, very attached to us.
Mm-hmm.
We have that bond where our kids, where we're super close and they don't really go anywhere if it's not with us. And you know, so yeah, so we will talk about that in another episode. And we go into details about, how I'm recovering, how is Evil recovering, what medicine we're using, what teas we're using, what herbs we're using, all of it.
Everything.
We're gonna share all of it. But for today, Chica, how was your week?
How was my week? Hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every other week is a hectic. It's a madhouse. I have two children running around, two children in virtual school. Um, this week was hard because Julian didn't want to go to therapy on Wednesday. And today it was going to be like that, but because his first therapy was with the psychologist, she was able to sort of like help him out, and work things out where he was able to go to therapy, and then he went to his speech and language therapy later on. So at least we were able to get two therapies done today, but today was hard because he had two tests from school, Chica. He
Yeah.
had he had phys ed, and then he had two therapies. So he goes for therapy on Fridays. He has two sessions, two 45-minute sessions. So he's there for an hour and a half in therapy. One is for behavioral modification, and the other one is for speech and language. So,
Okay.
altogether, it was just hard. And I understand it because he's a child and he just wants to play, and he has to compromise his time to, to be a child,
Yeah.
to, for his learning and his development and his improvement. So it's just part of, his process. So it was just hard. This week was a little challenging also because this was the first week of this year that Josue and Julian both were here, because Josue was with his dad in the States for 2 months.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of like falling into place again. And but other than that, it was nice having both kids here and seeing their bond and how they missed each other. And it was, overall, it was just nice. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nice to have the kids like that. I
Yeah.
think that's one of the main things that COVID did for us, I guess, like brought all of us to just like chill. Chica, so today I wanted to talk about, because I've been, very, very active on social media this week because I'm home. So I've been in Clubhouse. Oh my God, Chica.
Yes.
So for those of you watching and listening, I want to take the podcast to Clubhouse. For those of you that don't know what Clubhouse is, it is a new social media for iPhone users, and you have to be invited into the platform. Mm-hmm. So I get invitations that I can give out to people. Since I've been hosting, I've been with people now. Like I have a friend that's helping me navigate it. We met through yoga and spirituality. And, she reached out to me and said, do you want to build your brand and, come down here because it's easier. But basically, it's the same thing as podcasting, but you can interact with us. You can ask us questions. You can be part of the audience. You can be part of the conversation and part of the audience. So whichever one you choose to be, you can do either or. And if you are on social media and you're a content creator, you're a entrepreneur, this is the place to go. This is the place to be, because a lot of, you don't know who is who, and you don't know who's listening to your conversation. Exactly. Like yesterday I was talking to a chef. I was talking to a model. I was talking to a rapper. I was talking to a writer. It was so many different people, and I loved it. Yeah. So many different people from all around. I was talking to a coach from Russia, and it was amazing. Now they're gonna be listening to the podcast because they love the vibe. And they were asking me about my spiritual path and all of that good stuff. So it was very good. I loved it. So that is that's something that I want to work towards for the podcast. I want to, because I feel like we need that. Like our audience needs that from us, and we need it from the audience, because we want to know what to bring out to everybody.
Not only that, but I feel like it's having the interaction and that personal connection with the audience is something that we always wanted to do. And I feel like it is a good way to sort of like connect. So we're going to be talking about one day of the week where we can all, get together and, meet up in Clubhouse and interact with each other, so that way we can, get to know a little bit of more about our audience and, what they want to hear and all that good stuff. So I know it's going to be great.
Yeah. So we're planning it out this week, guys. Yeah. We're planning it out this week. We're getting together this week on one of the days, since I'm going to be quarantined inside the house and I'm not going to be working for a while, because I'm going to be caring for Evil and the kids and myself. I'm going to be here until, like I told Imre, I'm going to be here until God decides to send me back to work. And yeah. And then, I will be doing social media work. And if you guys want to reach out, I'm available for the most part.
We're
And
going to be around.
yeah, we're definitely going to be around. We're going to make this a thing. So Chica, so I was talking to one of the guys that listened to the podcast for a little bit. And one of his thing was that he feels like our podcast is more for women than for guys. So today we decided to have a guys episode, like all about guys. So Chica, start and let us know about guys. How did you and Richard meet? What does Richard do for his self-care? All of that. Walk us through all of that.
Well, Richard and I met at work. Coincidentally, I met him the day of Julian's birthday. He started working on September the 10th. That's why I remember. And I used to work at a call center, and he was actually the guy that was sitting next to me when he started working. They sat him next to me so I could train him, and that's how we actually met. He was just my neighbor at work, and we became really good friends, really really close friends, and one thing led to another. We started hanging out a lot, and he um he was very interested in me, and I had no interest in him. I always tell this story because it's so funny. Richard is 7 years younger than me, so
Yes, sugar mama.
I never wanted anything with a younger guy because I just felt like, I'm an older woman. I am about to be 33, and it's not
Oh
that I'm
my
even
God.
that old, but I just feel like I was old for him. I was just 7 years older. I have two kids. I have a teenager child. My youngest is 6 years old. He's gonna be seven this year, and I always said, it was just, for me it was a lot of baggage for him, and I always was like, I love him as a friend. I like him as a friend. I saw him as my best friend, but I never saw him as my significant other. But God had other plans, and we just were meant to meet, and
And now you're soulmate.
yeah. So now in April 14th is going to be our 2-year anniversary.
Ah, that's
That's
beautiful,
how,
Chica.
we've been together for almost 2 years. Through this pandemic, we've had each other's back. We've been through a lot. Not necessarily, it hasn't been rough for us as a couple, but I feel like it's been rough for our mental health. So I feel like, we've had each other throughout, our lowest. And it's been great having somebody that understands the mental health part. And it's been great, having the support. So yeah, so that's how we met.
So so going through so when you were going through your healing, Chica, about your mental blockage and your mental state, was Richard a fundamental person to have around?
So I stopped taking medication. I stopped having to take medication for my mental health because I felt free. I felt like not only I found myself, but I found a way to share my happiness with somebody without compromising my own happiness.
Yeah,
So that's how I knew that he was the guy, because
yeah,
I was happy and I was able to share my happiness with somebody else without having to compromise myself, my
yeah.
happiness, or my family. Because sometimes you get into all these like toxic relationships that you have
Hmm.
to stop being who you are in order
Yeah,
to make the other person happy, or you have to modify yourself, and this was like no way the case. The way I saw it was just so natural and so um there's really no words to describe it, but it was just meant to
yeah.
be.
Because when that's what happens when you're meant to be, like it just floats. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you have things in the mix of stuff, but that's like normal stuff. I feel like that's one of the things that had me and Evil together, because when we met was like sort of like that.
Yeah.
Chica, so how is Richard doing with his self-care? Has he started a self-care routine or no?
I don't think so. No. I was actually talking to him about that last night. I was like, you really need to, start getting like these routine or doing something for yourself, because I just feel like, it's been, this quarantine has been rough on him.
Yeah.
And
I think it's hard for guys though, like, because you know what it is. I think guys think that that self care is for women, but self care is for everybody because we're both we're both human. We both like we
mm-hmm.
both have needs and we both have
Yeah.
wants. I feel like men don't put it to the back burner.
Yeah,
Put it to the back
because
burner.
it's like one of the guys that was listening to us say, I feel like it's more of a women thing, but in reality, a lot of men, should self care, and there's a lot of people. I knew a guy at one point that he self care was reading books, drawing, painting. This is how people do self care, like reading, writing, even playing video games, because
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of guys that they play video games just to relax, just to connect with
Evil.
other people on the other side. Exactly. So, um, you know, it's funny because Evo and Richard have a lot in common when it comes to that. They play
Mm-hmm.
because this is how they actually relax. This is how they get their stress off their mind. So when you think about it, it is self care because they're doing something to distract their mind to and preventing them to consume them by playing video games and whatever. And I remember growing up, Chica, my mom was like, oh, your brother's wasting so much time, he's playing
Mm-hmm.
video
Mm-hmm.
games and this and that, and waste of time. But when it comes to mental health, and I think it's also a distraction, it's always a way sort of like not only to socialize with other people and you meet people around the world, but also you distract your mind. You're not overthinking stuff that you shouldn't. And it kind of it makes you let go of the things that are bothering you when you're interacting with other people on the other side of the screen and playing video games. And um I feel like that's Richard's way of self care. And
Mm-hmm.
we have actually talked about this because he told me that his mom never understood that. His mom was always like, "Oh, you're so lazy and this and that." And I'm like, "No, I completely understand because
Yeah.
my way of doing it is I read, I go on the computer, and I do things that I like to do because this is how I self care."
Same
And
for me, Chica. Same,
yeah,
same for me. Like some people ask me how do I make it work with Evo when Evo is such a different person than me when it comes to like the video gaming and whatever. And I'm just like he's in his world, I'm in my world. I have my own things. That's the thing with people when they get too caught up with themselves and they need other people to affirm to them that they are good enough
yep,
or that they have to be on top of each other. Oh, I need you to validate the fact that I'm here. No, there's, like I said last week, balance. Everything, self-care is about balance.
mm-hmm,
It's
yeah,
about balance. And that is one of the things that I can, to this day, I tell you, my self-care brought me my healing. And until this day, I believe, and I continue to say the same thing because it brought me back to being in the bathroom, the same place that I started the podcast, the same. I mean, it's right behind here where I did. Chica, pull it up in the screen so that you can show it to people
let me pull
how
it up.
I was feeling. I was so depressed. I was so scared. I
Chica,
was
you're fighting those demons because it
you
was
can tell on the picture how I was fighting my demons. I was crying every time I had to go to meditation. I would cry and I would be like, "Oh no, not again!" But my body, my mind was taking me there. Excuse the bathroom, like I don't live in a fancy place or nothing like that. But this was what I have my that's my mom's favorite shirt, Chica, I was talking to you about my mom earlier.
yeah,
um and it says on the shirt, it says Jesus is a relationship. like I have a relationship with Jesus, and that was one of the things that guided me to here. And then, and today has been like a crazy day for me of validation from, from God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's going back to the basic for me. And then now I'm in my bathroom again, starting a different journey, a different path about, I always said from the very beginning that I was going to be as, clear as day. And the reason why I was so depressed, the reason why I was so like that, Chica, I never mentioned it to you, but it was because me and Eva was having really marital problems.
Rough time. I mean, you guys have been together for 11 years, Chica.
11 years.
12, almost 12. December.
No, so we turned 11 in this December that just
December,
passed.
yeah.
So in 2000,
Josue was 2 and he's 13. So yeah.
Yeah. So so it's 11 years. And then, we were talking about divorce at one point, Chica, because we wasn't getting along. We were fighting back and forth. And then I started healing because of this situation that happened to me at work. And I was like, I really need to fix myself. I need to fix my family. I need to fix my marriage. I need to fix everything. And that's when I called upon God, and I called upon Jesus, and I called upon all the spirits of the light, right? I said, God, please send me all the team, the entire one, because I need it. Like, I am in such a shitty place that I don't ever want to be like this anymore.
Yeah.
And every day I have the same, every day I have different versions of everything. And, my mother and I, like I told you when I started the podcast, we were like fighting because, the whole religion thing. And
but she now understands, which she understands. It's beautiful, Chica. It's beautiful because I feel like even though you may not have the same beliefs, somewhat and somehow you guys are still connected. And she sees through you what's going on, and she's able to understand that. So how we always have that mother and child relationship.
My mother's intuition is on point, Chica. Let me just tell you,
Chica, if your mother meets my mother, it'll be like
a spiritual like bomb.
This would be a bomb for real,
Chica, because let me tell you, my mother gets dream. That's how I found out that I had COVID.
Chica.
Because my mother had a dream that she said that, my mother's dream was that I was sick. And 2 days later, I ended up going to the doctor, getting tested for COVID. And I told her, I was like, no, I have a cold. It's just a cold. Mm-hmm. And then, and then that's how we'll talk about the more details on the other episode, because we want to focus on the guys. But yeah, no, Evo and I went through a rough patch, and this is where we are. And this is, Aliyah ordered me the essentials. She ordered me crystals, healing crystals, chakra crystal, all of my yoga stuff that, my yoga journal, burn after writing that now, I'm teaching Nancy. And by the way, Nancy is okay. She got tested. She's also got tested, since you guys been following and see my social media posts. So that I've been quarantined.
I was going to ask you, Chica, about Nancy, how she was.
Yeah. So Nancy's been quarantined with me, and Jojo has been away from hanging out with us a little bit. I'm not going to tell Jojo's story until further on in the podcast. One day when she shares her story, then I'll share it, because it's her story to share, not mine.
Absolutely.
But Nancy is okay with me sharing all of it, because I am helping Nancy get through some stuff in her life, so that the burning journal is more of like you write down what the things, this is like guided stuff that you write. And then after you write it, you burn the page. And then that, it symbolizes that it no longer controls you. Yeah, and it's no longer serving you and stuff like that. So we're working on this. So, but now I have, we've been, FaceTiming. She FaceTimed me earlier. She actually went to the grocery store earlier for me and left me, some groceries there. Yeah, because she went to get tested today. She'll get her results tomorrow, the following day. You know, and then we'll find out, we'll take it from there. Since, you know, since we're both, we hang out
have
every
been
single
together
day.
for a while.
Every single day, Chica, we hang out, and because, you know, I'm helping her through her healing and with everything that's going on. So, you know, she went to the store for me, brought me some stuff, left it in outside in the house. And we, you know, we talk all day about everything. She checks up on me. So yeah, no, Nancy's amazing. So then Aaliyah also got me this baby right here. This is the chakra healing wisdom cards. This is going to help me with everything that I'm going through with the chakra, because I'm doing that again. You know, I always do it, but this is more like a more deeper, profound message from everything. But you know, I and then this baby right here. This one has it's an energy cleansing smudge. It has a sage, it has 2 crystals, and then it has Palo Santo. But I want to tell you the story about the crystal in my house. See, I want you to share that, but before you share that, I want to share you know what? Let's share that on the when we do the episode of the COVID episode, because I have a story about Evo and my crystals, and I know you guys are gonna love it. So, Chica, what did you get?
Because I haven't heard the story, so I'm just waiting for.
I know you. I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to spoil it for you, but I want to know what you got for your healing and your self-care that you're about to start.
So I got this little box. It was shipped to my dad's house. He actually brought it in yesterday. It had arrived when I was in the States in December, at the beginning of this year, but
it just wasn't meant to be. Today was supposed to be the day.
I hadn't seen my dad, so he came over yesterday. He's been taking good care of himself. He's trying to avoid being out. My dad had a stroke last year in April. So he's been trying to stay home, taking care of himself, trying to stay away from people. And because I'm surrounded by my group of people, he's also taking care of himself. So we see each other like every 2 months now, before we used to see like every other or every weekend. So it's been a little hard, but we understand that we're trying to help each other out, because we want him to spend more time with us and not get sick. And this is the way that
same, Chica. I have like prior to my grandfather passing, I haven't seen my parents for like 6 months because of the same thing. I didn't want to expose my parents. I go to work every day and come back, and when I was talking to the rep this morning, I was it was that conversation, that type of conversation and stuff. It was deep. So Chica, let me know what you got.
So I got here. Let me pull out the piece of paper, because this came with instructions. All right. So I got the little brochure that
Where is it from, Chica?
So this is from JL Local. So this is the brochure that gets sent with all their package, and it basically has an explanation on how to use everything.
Chica, why don't
you get the pictures of everything that you get. So I got the
hold on. Time out, Chica. Pull up the picture, the other picture that I sent you earlier. No, the one that I sent you earlier.
Let me pull
I want everybody to see what so this right here is a picture when I started self-caring, Chica. That's why I didn't want to tell you until now. This was my self-care kit. And this is how I started self-caring, and I wanted to share that with you because I know you haven't had it. So this was mine when I started self-caring. This was it has all my other crystals and the sage, the little container, and my coffee that I drink. So I wanted you to have your own packaging. I wanted you to have I wanted you to have that connection, but this one is custom to you and to your likings and to all the things that you are, in a care package of energy healing and your self healing and all of it. So go ahead.
Let me all right, so then we have the turquoise bracelet. It also came with a set of crystals, which I got 2. And let me get these. These are open already. We got 2 set of crystals, which they're beautiful. These crystals are beautiful. And for those of you that are listening, I encourage you to visit us in our YouTube channel so that way you can see everything that we're actually showing on the camera. So I have these crystals. It has this is the amethyst.
Yeah.
Then there's the rose.
Corey, this is for self-love, Chica. This is for self-love.
There's the clear.
Yeah, that's a clear quartz.
And then there's a 4th one, which is this one.
That's a tiger eye, babe.
Yep. So that's this one.
You said you wanted a tiger eye, so I make sure you got all the ones that you asked for. So I know that you didn't request this. This was a gift for all the stuff that we've been talking about, and I wanted you to have your own every time I talk about it. So go ahead, talk about that.
I love the smell of this. This is like, oh my God, this is giving me life. Just
so show what that is.
So it is a pack of rosemary. Smells amazing. You get the this is white sage with flowers.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful and amazing for the house.
This is not so good. And then this one is just a regular white sage with cute paper. And then you get the Palo Santo.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Palo Santo is always in the mix of clearing things.
Bag here, which it holds everything. And then Chica, when I opened this, I was like, oh my God, it smells so good. It gave me life. I was like, yes, this is definitely, it gave me happiness when I was like, wow.
Yeah. Sage gives you life, Chica, because it clears the energy. Like every time you do every time you put sage in your house, it definitely brings joy and it cleanses the air energy. You have to do the prayers with it when you smudge.
Yes.
And you have to open the window. Just don't forget. Of course, all of that stuff is in our social media.
Yes. And not only that, Chica, but also in the package where they send you all the instructions on how you burn it and how to use everything. And they give you also the let me see here. They give you like explanation of what everything is used for and everything, so you can manifest when
so Chica, so let me tell you how we're going to take care of these crystals, because the full moon is coming up soon. So full moon is so today is
we have new moon, right?
Yeah, new moon is coming next week. So you're gonna place them out in the outside. Don't you have the rooftop somewhere? I saw a rooftop somewhere.
I have a rooftop on the pictures. Business.
Okay, so anywhere outside that you want to put them, you leave them out, and then leave them out for the night, and the next day they're charged as they can be, and all the healing stuff that it says in the description, if you believe it, it will happen.
Yeah,
trust and believe.
It's all about manifestation. This is
and not only a manifestation, Chica, but the crystals alone have that power. When you charge them, when you get them ready and you bless them and you have all of that stuff, and I wanted you to have that, because that's definitely something that I connected with on my personal journey when I started, and it was because of a girl at work that I asked her, and she knew about crystals. And Toya, thank you so much. I know you listen to the podcast and watch the YouTube channel. That's just something that I asked her. I said, hey, do you know anything about crystals? And Octavia, thanks, Tay. um they were like, oh yeah, just meditate with them. But they gave me the basic, and then I went and did my research and all that stuff. But that was one of the things. And then Toya told me, she said, I will suggest you to start with rose quartz because it's about self-love and caring for you first
Yeah.
before you care for anybody else. So I thank you for that, Toya. You definitely have transformed my life. I tell you all the time when I see you that you have not only you giving me words of encouragement, you gave me hugs, it's been a lot through that process. Nevi, amazing, amazing, amazing. Fatima, Christine, Mariah, I cannot thank her enough, Chica. These are all the girls that work with me. Jamie, my boss Andrew, the boys. Now I have 2 boys that I train, and they're mis hijos, como yo le digo, de cariño. Yeah, if I hire you, you're part of my team. You're good. Like I go out, I have always gone on vibes, and then now that I know about energy, and that I study energy, that I have studied energy, now I know why it means, and all the stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand why I always resonated so much with that. Yeah, so Chica, I think we cover everything this week that we wanted to cover. I think
no, you haven't shared how you and Evo met and how.
Oh my God, Chica, so sorry. So yeah, that's true. That's important.
Very important. I'm like,
thank you for reminding me of that, Chica.
Yeah.
So okay, so Evo and I went to high school together. When we were in high school, I was like, no, hell no. Because Evo was younger than me, and he was super immature at the time. He knows that. He knows I'm sharing the story, by the way, because we talked about this way before I started the podcast. I said, listen, I'm going to be sharing everything in the podcast.
Chica is so funny because I didn't know this.
Yeah. So we went to high school together, and I definitely was like, hell no. I was the class president, Chica, and I used to wear.
Of course you were.
I was, I had a lot of
funny
stuff
because
going.
None of this I knew about. So this is just funny. I'm just finding out right now after 11 years of friendship.
Yeah. So I was the class president. I used to swim. I played softball. So he was like, oh, like he used to call me height maintenance. He also called me a geek. And I wasn't even that smart when I was in high school. I was just getting by. The thing was that I was involved. I wanted to be involved in things that, it matter. Like if presidency was making a decision for all the class, that I wanted to make that decision. I only won because of a Madeline and Aristelis. Because
I'm pretty sure that they spread the word, like, you better vote for my friend.
They did. So Madeline Araceli put out the word, and I was just a cute one like this. People hated that because they were like, oh my gosh, she doesn't even know how to speak English, because at that time, I still have an accent. My accent was pretty bad then. I mean, it's bad now, but it was really, really bad then. And I was like, I just didn't care. I was like, so you know how people say it's who you know? So
it was definitely who you know.
Yeah.
Here in Puerto Rico, they have a saying that you got pala.
Mm-hmm.
You got picked up, and then you get like, so there we go.
So I was like, no. So fast forward to 5 years later fast forward 5 years later after high school, I was on Facebook. Actually, I was on Facebook. I was, sharing about work, and, I was a manager at Staples back then, working with you. No.
We worked at the same company, but we worked at different locations.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. So I was, I was working with the other crew.
Yeah.
So I was there, and I was like, wait, he sent me a message on Facebook, and I was like, no. No. And then another day, I was so sick, Chica. I remember being super, super sick. to my stomach. I don't know what, I had a bug or something. And he sent me a message. And that day, the words that he said just was so soothing because I was so sick. And I was like, oh my God, this guy actually cares. I was like,
what did he say,
okay.
Chica?
I don't remember, but it was something. Listen, Evil was very, very profound when he met me. I told him, like, you stop being that person. Like, I need to get that person
I'm like,
back.
is there a different Evil that I don't know? Because I am so
yes,
nice.
Chica. Oh my God. Why do guys change so much throughout the relationship, Chica?
I think they get comfortable.
Chica, that's exactly where Evil is. Evil's in the comfort zone.
I feel like guys just throw the fishing thing, the fishing hook, and then once they have you, they go like this, they put you in the little fridge, and they just carry that fridge with you, and that's it. That's all the effort that they put in.
Oh my God, Chica, that's the same way that he described it. Holy fuck. So
that's
first
so
of
funny.
all, excuse my Spanish, but I was like, wait, he describes it just like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So then he sent me that message. He was like, it was super profound. He used to talk about me on social media, like my lady this, my lady that, I was like the world. If you go back into Evil's Facebook, all of that stuff is in there. So
I have him on Instagram. I don't think I have him on Facebook.
Hold on. So long story short, Chica, because now I have, a situation. Evil needs to use the bathroom. And I'm in the bathroom sharing for the podcast. So long story short, I ended up saying no again because it was his birthday, coming up his birthday, and I said no. I was taking the bus in Journal Square to work. We bumped into each other, and I was like, why? It's like universe again talking to me. I didn't know back then because I was in
hello.
Like, this is the guy. This is the freaking guy. So Chica, so then I was like, you know what? Let me just give him a try. So we started talking, and one day actually I was talking to you, or no, I was talking to somebody on at work, and he just comes to bring me lunch at work. And I was so hungry. I didn't even say I was hungry. He just came to work to bring me lunch. And he just, like, I was talking to Samantha. Sam. I was talking to Sam. See, I knew it because you know what? I've been talking to Sam lately. And I always used to we were very close then. So I was talking to Sam, and we were talking about like a random relationship problem. And I was telling her about Evil, how like I didn't know because he was younger than me. And she was like, oh, you never know. And then 10 minutes later, Chica, Evil walks in with lunch for me. And then Samantha was like, see, I told you so. And yeah, so that's how we met. And then the rest is history because we already talked about it in the podcast earlier where we double date before you and I as a first date. And that's
how we met. Yeah, that's how we met. We met the first time you went on a date with Evil. It was just a connection, Chica, and it was just it's so now funny how the universe works because it's just
so now I understand that Evil is my soulmate while going through my journey of self-caring and talking to spiritual team and getting closer and all that stuff. And now that I have so many things, so we will talk about the next in the COVID episode. To stay tuned for that one. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us and leave us a comment. If you have anything to say it because that can help other people heal. That's how YouTube. And on YouTube, that's how they know that your podcast or whatever content you're putting out is actually helping people, sharing it and talking about it. We get super real about everything. It's not just about spirituality. We talk about entrepreneur, so many good topics. And
we talk about everything and anything, Chica. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. And now that we're going into a new transition of transformation for 2021, It's gonna get good and interesting. So share and follow and become part of the Healing Within family.
Yes, and we'll see each other
See,
soon because we have that COVID episode coming soon. So stay tuned and we'll announce it on our
bye.
social media. Bye.
Namaste, guys. Bye.